Good morning and welcome to my study. You can now have fun trying to read all the titles of the books on the bookshelf behind my head. I'm Jane Charman, and last Sunday evening I was licensed in St Bridget's Bridekirk as team rector of the Cockermouth area team and leader of the Grassmore Mission community. Because of the very strange restrictions that we're living with at the moment, it was only possible to have 30 people in the church with Bishop James. But thanks to some ingenious technology, others of you were able to join us remotely. So whether you were there in person or in spirit, thank you. And I so much appreciate your welcome and your prayers. Well, a ministry has now taken me to all 4 points of the compass. I started in the west of England as a curate in the Diocese of Gloucester, then moved east to be chaplain of Clare College, Cambridge, and afterwards incumbent of nearby Duxford, Hinxton and Ickleton, and rural dean of Shelford Deanery. After that I moved south to be director of ministry in the Diocese of Salisbury, and now I've travelled north to join you here in Cockermouth and the Grassmore Mission community. On our Grassmore Mission community website, we say that when joined up on a map, the locations of all our churches make the shape of a heart. And I can now say that when joined up on a map, the locations of all the places where I've ministered make the shape of a cross. A little bit about me. I'm married to Bill, who is a technical business consultant and priest. And we have 2 grown-up daughters, Matilda, who works for the civil service on green energy policy, and Trelawney, who's just started at University College London studying history of art. We don't have any cats at the moment, but I get the feeling we're about to acquire some. I'm very aware that I have come to you at a uniquely difficult time in all our lives. Some of us have lost loved ones, some have lost livelihoods or are fearful about the future, and most of us have felt the deep sadness of being unable to gather with friends and family or join with fellow Christians in worship and fellowship. We don't know how much longer all of this is going to go on. Our courage and our faith are both being tested. A scripture that has meant a great deal to me in my own journey of faith is Jeremiah 29, verse 11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. What a remarkable witness from the prophet Jeremiah. If you read around that verse, which I encourage you to do, you'll see that he was going through some pretty testing times of his own, but he didn't lose faith in God's good plan and intention for his people. Jeremiah understood that God was calling him to point beyond the present situation, towards the hope and the future that God had in store. So this is my question for us this morning. How can we, the people of these parishes and this mission community, best work together to be a sign of God's hope and God's future for the individuals and communities that we serve? Please join me in pondering and praying about this in the days ahead.